everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's opening week in the NFL, and today we have two teams are more than ready to get the season underway. It's the Bills going up against the Eagles. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are just off I-95 at the home of the Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field on the south side of Philadelphia. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between our visitors and the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble, but they're able to maintain possession. Now it's second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going to throw right side here, complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. 73 yards. And the Bills have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Their dangerous wide receiver, 75 yards. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Now for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll try and start this drive in the air. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Here we go. They'll look to throw now on first down. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
I mean,
that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. And they'll run it here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
They'll come out in the pistol. Looking to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they get 14 yards there and a 1st down.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up 1st downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. He'll drop to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Well, when defensive coordinators game plan to put pressure on a quarterback, they often want to use blindside rushes, and that's exactly what they did there. The cornerback gets to him and drops him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Bills' offense comes out ready to take over. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
They'll get 17 yards there, and it'll give the Bills a first down.
Well, coaches... always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now back to throw. And oh, look at that. A diving catch. Give him 18 yards on that one. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. They're on the march, but facing a third down here. They come out here in the eye. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a first down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bills shaken up on the play. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. They'll run it now out of the gun. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can...
And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there from 6 yards away. And the Bills have retaken the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3.
Hey. Here we go now.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. Hard throw, incomplete.
And there was a good opportunity to just went awry there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. The dive unsuccessful. The big fella can't pick it up. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Second down following the run. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Back to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on third down.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
He's thrown 1 interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does. And that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. On play action, they'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he finds a man on the crossing route. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. A couple of Bills team up to bring him down there.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
He'll drop to throw. Room here to run. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Fresh set of downs here. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case, the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Now, that was kind of interesting. It appears this coaching staff really trusts this rookie early in his career. They want to get him a touchdown here in his NFL debut.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was an example of excellent defense there. They stuffed him. So now he brings up a 3rd down situation. If I'm calling plays here, I make sure I put it in the hands of my quarterback and get it to a receiver real fast. I'm not running the ball here.
Here we go now.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead him to 4th down. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the 1st down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And his kick is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 11 yards for number 11. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Back to throw. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles, in a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it. Rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tackles.
When the defenders know it, too, they sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. 34 yards. And the Bills capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball, too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up. Past the 30. They come up in an offset eye. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll give to the fullback on the dive. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. He'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 26 yards on the pickup there. And that leads to a Philadelphia first. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Now, that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Back to throw here. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Their dangerous wide receiver. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Eagles are back within a score. And they will line up now for the two-point try. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the one. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the two-point attempt is turned aside. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offense coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
The play fake. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. He got 29 yards that time. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Here we go with 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter.
No. Check. Patriot.
They come out here in the eye.
Green 39.
Now they send a man in motion right. 2nd and goal from the 5. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Now let's go. Blue Lightning.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bills will extend their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Very tough spot here for the offense to start.
Four down. Check. Here we go now. Green 39. All right, now look at 56.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They're going to look to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on 3rd down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, He's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Yeah, quick throw here. That's complete. The Eagles unable to convert there on fourth. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And now out come the Bills. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. It's their quarterback taking it in. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
And the sneak works on 2nd and goal. They didn't wait until it was 4th down to try and get him across.
No, and I think if you're the QB, you like these plays, don't you? I mean, you want to hand it off sometimes, but also prove that you can get it in there as well.
Yeah, it makes you really part of the gang, doesn't it? It makes you part of the crew, and it really bonds you with those big offensive linemen because then you get to celebrate with the big fellas.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film. I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. The Bills getting set to go.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And he'll give it here to his running back. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. He'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
Here we go now. Detroit! Detroit!
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule...
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. It's their quarterback taking it in. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
There it is, kid. There it is, baby.
Point after try forthcoming. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for our visitors, it's a fantastic start as they